And at one point I was like, this is just so not fair. But the Lord was like, if you want someone, you can go and find someone. You know exactly what to do to put yourself out there for that to happen. Do you want to do it? I realized, like, at that point it was like, dang, I really never ever wanted to live that out. My mom says that I'm bold for doing things like wearing my bonnet on a video that I'm going to put on the internet for all the world to see. And I suppose she's right. But I've watched so many other videos where women like do their hair on camera, and I'm like, it's normal to me. Welcome to today's Heart to Heart, and today we're talking about a promise I never ever intended to actually keep. But I didn't know that when I made the promise. I'm gonna tell you why. All right. I can't believe I'm doing this. I'll be surprised if this actually ends up on the internet. But I've done another video where I did my hair. I was twisting it though. It's a whole other thing. So, I've been thinking about this phase in my life where I am quite a bit, and how much choices that I made in my youth really influenced how I'm living right now, and different decisions I've made and how it shaped my life. And when I was little, specifically talking about relationships and being in a relationship with a guy, or the lack thereof, in my life over time. So here's what happened. When I was 12, I made this promise to the Lord. Well, first let me give a little backstory. In middle school, I had a group of about three close female friends, girlfriends, and then a group of 4 little guys that were our friends. We were the awkward, weird kids. Well, I think all kids are awkward and stuff in middle school, and we were our own special kind of awkward. It was great. And what happened with my friends though was like, 2 of them would start dating, and then they would break up, and that would be terrible. And then one of the girls would start to date another one of the guys. So in this little circle, there are 2 of us who never did that, me and Mdrn, who's my best friend. Mdrn! And we never did, because we were the only black friends in our group. And I don't think that was actually it. I was not opposed to dating white boys. I just didn't like any of them. And so what happened was, one of my little friends broke up with one of the boyfriends. He may have been number 2 or 3 in that line, and she was just so distraught, to the point where in between one of the classes she was crying, and she was out crying really low about it. And so I asked my teacher, hey, can I just go and talk with her and make sure she's okay? And so we stepped out in the hall. She was sharing how she was feeling, and to myself I thought, this is ridiculous. I believe in God, and God's good. So I am not going through all this. And I said to the Lord in the hallway when I was 12, God, the man I date will be the man that I marry, and you get to choose him. Now, I didn't realize really what I was saying, because I thought that I could go back on that, and that, later in life I could change my mind about it. I told the Lord, I don't really like that. Can we rework this deal? And he's like, no. So the thing is, in my mind, I think at the time, I had a feeling like, I'm going to wait until the right type of guy that I believe the Lord would approve of, and my parents will approve of him, and I'll be with him, and it would be the kind of guy that God would choose. Since that, before then, there's this little boy in 1st grade. There's this little boy who asked me if I would be his girlfriend, and I thought he was cute, and I was like, this is great. I said yes, and he never talked to me again. So I guess if you count that, I can't say that I've never had a boyfriend. But he was like, will you be my girlfriend? I said, yeah, sure. Because he seemed nice. I didn't know what I was saying yes to. And I can't remember a time where he would ever talk to me, like on the playground. He stayed away. So even then, the Lord said, I mean, I must have some pretty serious angels. And then after that, like when I was 12, I cannot ever remember a time where a guy ever approached me. And at one point I was like, this is just so not fair, which I'll talk about in another video. But, you know, the Lord was like, if you want someone, you can go and find someone. You can set yourself up. You can, you know, all the things to do to present yourself in a way, and not even like negative. We're not talking about, you know, seduction or luring someone in some ungodly way. He's like, you know exactly what to do to put yourself out there for that to happen. Do you want to do it? And then I realized, like at that point, it was like, dang, I really never ever wanted to live that out. I didn't like it. And there are so many things that came along with that commitment to the Lord that shaped my life, and I had to deal with a lot of insecurities. But yeah, that's the promise that I never intended to keep. I never really thought that me telling the Lord that would mean he would hold me to it, because I didn't really know. I didn't think I knew what I was asking at the time. But at the heart of it, I think the core was, I'm valuable and precious to the Lord. And marriage is such a big deal to God. Like that I knew at the time. And I thought, why go through the heartache of having my heart broken over and over and over again when I can just do it once and do it right? That's where that came from. It was not some super spiritual caught up in the moment. Like, I just want to be, you know, pure before. I mean, I did, but it wasn't like this miraculous encounter with the Lord where it was like, you, daughter, were chosen to be set apart for this thing in this moment. Now, there have been some pretty singular moments in my life where I've talked with the Lord about that and just helped me understand why I walked out that part of my life. I am walking it out the way that I am, and it's been good, and there are some really beautiful things I believe the Lord will do in my marriage when it happens because of it. But yeah, sometimes, guys, the Lord be having me say yes to stuff, and you don't really know, like in the core of you get it, but you don't really know what it's going to cost you. And I can't say I kept the promise because I was just want to live right all the time. That's the truth of it. I think it's something that came out of a pure and sincere place, and it was prompted by God. I didn't really know him like that the way I know him now. I was always hearing God's voice and having visions and seeing angels and stuff and things. It wasn't that. That's the promise that I made, that by God's grace and help. I'm gonna be honest. Well, I think I'm being honest. I'm gonna continue being honest in saying that I'm glad it worked out this way, and I wish that I would have been at peace with that decision way sooner than I got to that point, because it would have saved me a lot of strife and my internal strife and headache and emotional turmoil over not dating if I just would have owned it sooner and leaned into it. Because it was never a question of if I would ever get to date someone and have that experience. It was a matter of when. And so I just wish I would have trusted God better and been more less of a brat with him about it all. It's gonna work out though in the end. So the moral of today's heart to heart is, sometimes you're prompted to make promises and commitments to the Lord that are hard in the moment, but it's really good if you stick it out. It'll be for your benefit. There are things I'll never have to deal with. I've had some pretty epic crushes. I am really good at crushing on someone for a long time and faithfully. Faithfully. Oh no, I can't like him because I like this other guy. Oh, it's the things you can come up with, but I won't ever have to be concerned about the memory of another person popping up in times where I'm really connecting with the guy that I'm gonna, spend the rest of my life with. I never had to worry about, am I pregnant or not? Or, do I have an STD or not? I know this is kind of like, raw stuff, but I won't ever have, there are certain things I won't ever have to be concerned with because I've never walked through it. Now, I have gone through some other things, and it doesn't mean that I have not had to guard and fight for purity. That's a misnomer. It's a complete misconception. People who live lives of celibacy do still have to practice celibacy, like in a way that is not, like, people think it's easy or that you're weird or whatever. It's hard, but it's worth it. So it makes it easier, I would imagine, but it doesn't mean that you don't still have to guard your heart. You don't have to walk with wisdom. You have to still learn how to have honorable, pure relationships with guys that are good. So anyway, that is the promise that I didn't intend to keep, but I'm glad that through God, He helped me keep it. And I'll talk about why more in the next few videos, next few heart to heart. So thank you for joining me today as I take down my hair. I think I'm gonna, if you wanna know more about the story, watch the next video where I'm gonna be doing my makeup and talking about some other stuff regarding this topic. Yeah, bye.